So today I was trying to explain in a comment how I use needle nose pliers to help me sew through denim and realized that I could not just put it into words. So I'm going to test it out and show you all how I manage the pliers and the needle and a thimble to help me sew through denim with less painful hands. I like to use, when I'm sewing denim, I like to use this covered in embroidery floss too, but this crochet cotton. I just like how it looks on the denim, and I find it to be a little bit sturdier than embroidery floss. So anyways, first things first, pass that thread over some beeswax a couple times, and then thread the needle. Oops. Okay. I'm going to do, so I don't have something that needs a patch on it right now, and most of my sewing stuff is packed up for moving, so what I'm doing is just going to sew a line of running stitches across the top of the waistband of my pants. There are probably 4 layers of denim here, so you'll get a good example of how I do this sewing through multiple layers. So I'm going to hide my thread tail on the back here. And do one tiny stay stitch. When I do the stay stitch, I'm going to try to sew through the thread just to secure it in place without having to do multiple stitches over top. It's nice and tight. Okay, I'm going to pass the needle through to the front on just one stitch like that. I don't find that I need like the thimble and everything, so I wear kind of a traditional thimble on my middle finger, and I hold the pliers in my hand the whole time that I'm sewing. And so I actually kind of support them with my index finger, these 2 fingers, and then the like ball of my thumb here, the ball of my palm. This is how I operate the pliers. And then I hold the needle as one would, kind of tripod grasp between my index and middle finger and thumb, and then with the eye of the needle kind of on the edge of the thimble to push it through. So let's see how this goes. All right. And I'm going to do multiple stitches in a row here. Just kind of bending the fabric over the end of the needle to do, let's see, like 3 running stitches. And then I push through with the needle, or excuse me, push the needle through with the thimble. Grab with the pliers, and then pull the thread through the rest of the way. Do a couple more of those. So again, kind of my palm is supporting my palm, and my pinky and ring finger are supporting the pliers, and then my index and middle and fingers and thumb are doing the sewing with the needle. One more stitch, pushing it through with the thimble, and then this admittedly is a lot of stuff to manage with one hand. Obviously it's going to feel super awkward at first, but it really is a lot more like once you kind of get the hang of how to run everything at the same time. I mean, just like with anything, right? You get the muscle memory and practice, and it becomes easier. But it is virtually pain-free denim sewing, which is pretty nice because it can really be rough on your fingertips, even if you're using a thimble to pull a needle and thick thread through several layers of denim. Just going to stitch to this next belt loop. Oops. Couple more stitches. I'm going to finish with the needle on the back. Give everything a nice run over with my fingers so it's nice and smooth. And then tiny little stay stitch. Again, trying to aim to stitch through the thread to secure it. And then I'm going to pass the needle right by my stay stitch between the two layers of denim on the waistband to hide the thread end. Whoops. Try that again. I always check the other side just to make sure that I haven't poked through both layers. So there, I got it that time. Trim that off. There we go.